Hello Sagittarius, I'm Dottie Henson, Queen of Diamonds. Welcome to your horoscope for the new moon in Sagittarius. Let's play ball. Hi Sagittarius, welcome back. It's your friend Uma. Thank you for humouring me in my League of Their Own reference. I had a tricky time yesterday. My lighting crew were all doing their job. My camera crew were all doing a brilliant job. Hair and makeup team, stunning. That bloody diva actress wouldn't come out of her trailer. And I thought to myself, but what about the crew? And nothing was coming. I was looking at the cards. Nah. Higgledy-piggledy gibberish. Looking at the chart, nah, don't know, can't do it. And so in that moment, I panicked a bit and I was like, but I've got a schedule to keep. Why won't you play ball? And I come to really recognize that it was really important for me to just disengage. That sometimes when you're doing this work, try as you might, schedule or not, if there's a disconnect, it's for some sort of purpose. I think in some way I had it in my head, that it was sort of, things are picking up in beautiful rhythm over here on Uma Ruby Tarot on YouTube. And I've been, my books are filling up beautifully, all of this sort of stuff. I was thinking to myself, right, I've got this ship to run. And Spirit was saying, yeah, but only do it if it's good. And so I had a rest, I had a stretch, had a relax, and I'm back. And I'm very happy to be here with you, Sagittarius, on this auspicious event. This is an occasion for you. This is a new moon in Sagittarius, happening on Thursday, the 24th of November, 9:57 a.m. if you're in the Southern Hemisphere with me. So we'll split the difference. Let's say the 23rd of November will be the night to make magic for all of us. For you in particular, though, Sag, this is a homecoming. This is a really nice moment to take just for yourself, and ask for from Spirit. Ask for from your whatever gods or goddesses or whoever it is that you talk to in your spiritual work. Ask for them for the next stage of enlightenment. Ask for them for a new perspective on yourself, your place here on planet Earth. We love you, Sag. I've been talking about you all day long. You're the last reading that I have. But when I think of Sagittarius, I think of definitely folks that are action-oriented and that do move forward and are insatiable for learning, for understanding their environment, for philosophy and for spirituality, absolutely. I also think of Chiron. I also think of that beautiful wounded healer. Some say that the constellation of Sagittarius was installed in the cosmos after Chiron, in memory of Chiron. So that's something to hang on to as well. There's a great sense of service and healing that's all wrapped up in your sign. And we look to you for your confidence. We look to you for your drive, your insatiability. And we recognize that we can have that for ourselves too. You're leading the charge, Sag, and we thank you very much for it. I think that sometimes it's really great for you to rest, as I did yesterday. So let's have a look at the astrology, because there's so much going on and it's all in quick succession and great support. This feels like a break in the clouds in the astrological weather. It feels like a really nice, supportive environment where for you, it'll be a great moment for you to make some wishes and for you to come into a sense of, romance with your essence. You've got Venus and you've got Mercury in Sagittarius too. Venus is at 9 degrees, Mercury is at 10, so that's a conjunction. Venus in Sagittarius can be very desire-based, very pleasure-seeking. I know from experience because my natal Venus is in Sagittarius. Little tidbit. I feel that if we think of Mercury as the messenger of the gods, our voice box, our connector point, our intelligent, what messages of pleasure are maybe landing for you. These two planets are in a beautiful trine, so a supportive aspect, with Chiron itself at 12 degrees in Aries. For you, Aries rules your 5th house of creative individual expression. And this is where we find the way to express ourselves, perhaps without language, but with artistry, with magic in that way, with our hands, our heart. So I can see that Chiron's there, and Chiron has been in Aries for all of us since February 2019 was there full time, and it will leave finally in 2026. Now, this isn't to say that there's going to be sort of wounding and agony and pain points in Aries this whole time. It's a slow-moving energy, so it echoes, it glimmers. Every now and again, things will pop up. They especially will pop up when in aspect with other planets. And so right now, this trine, this support, I can almost see it as if there's been for you, Sag, like if you've been feeling uninspired, or if it's been more difficult for you to access your inspiration, your gateway to expressing yourself, if there's been pain there, if there's been a sort of insecurity or a lack of self-confidence in your individual point of expression, then at this lunation, at this new moon in Sagittarius, I'd like you to look at this as a beautiful support from Sagittarian Venus, and I want you to think of her with bright red hair. I want you to think of her as someone incredibly sort of queen of onesie, like attractive and gorgeous and seductive. Sagittarian Venus is helping you along with your Chiron in Aries. They recognize, they can see. They're like, all right, how do we get Stella to get her groove back? That's what Venus in Sag is saying, I think. It's a nice moment in time. Aries, Chiron, as I said, Chiron will be in Aries until 2026. That's not to say that we're going to be labored with that pain forever, but in moments of aspect, it's nice to recognize where it's happening. Another trine, support, beautiful harmony that's happening is in it's an interesting one. So because the sun and the moon are at 1 degree of Sagittarius, the 1st degree of your sign, and Jupiter has re-entered Pisces from the end of October and is sort of lingering slowly at 28 degrees of Pisces. Normally those two signs would be in discord. There'd be squares there if the planets were 90 degrees apart. But because they're closer to 180 degrees, that's actually support. And if we think about Jupiter as a planetary space holder, having rulership of Sagittarius and having rulership of also Pisces, Jupiter's got dual rulership over both of those signs. It shows up in different ways. In Sagittarius, it shows up as the expansive quality, the optimism to go out and conquer and seek and journey. For Pisces, it's that beautiful optimism and encouragement of care and empathy and kindness. And so for a Sagittarius rising, Pisces rules the 4th house of the home and roots and privacy and stability. And the 4th house sits at the very base of a birth chart. 10th, public. 4th, private. So there's something about you, Sagittarius, is beautiful, and and take this how it resonates, but I feel that your Piscean qualities are showing up in this reading in great support for your soul manifestation. Look to Pisces, look to the encouragement that you receive from that sign. Look to that sign as a further expression of your Sagittarian soul. In tarot, Sagittarius is represented by Temperance, and I just think that it's a beautiful relationship that we've found right here in the chart and in this card. The angel of Temperance knows how to alchemize fire and water. They know a thing or two about their emotional self and also about their magic, their fire, their passion. And they know that it's difficult sometimes to meld the two, that fire and water sometimes don't mix so well together. Sometimes the water boils over, an emotional, think of hot emotions. And also sometimes the water side of us can dissipate, can extinguish the passion, the drive. Temperance knows how to alchemize and how to create magic with the two elements to bring them together. And I see Temperance echoing Jupiter in our zodiac right now. So this card has a lot to do with this chart, and it's really beautiful. So there's a duality in all of us. There's a multiplicity in all of us. Let's face it, Sagittarius, more than just dual polarities, isn't there? There's so many different facets to an individual. There's also so much effect of each of the signs in our experience. Pisces for you is really singing quite beautifully at this lunation. Your Pisces, however, if you've got planets in Pisces, however that shows up for you in your chart, in your life, in your thought, Pisces is in that intuitive connection to psychic understanding, is informing your Sagittarian soul and providing your Chiron placement with a little bit of healing. So in ways of expressing yourself, it's a beautiful relationship. The first, the fourth, and the fifth house. I like this supportive network that we're experiencing in the zodiac for you. The mantra for Sagittarius is, I see the goal, I reach that goal, and then I see another, which I love. And it's an encouragement for all of us to, endeavor and go the distance on that spiritual quest. And maybe, I don't know, I think at this new moon it might be a great time for you to rest and to wonder about what the next leg of this journey for you has in store. All right, I'm going to pull you some intuitive tarot. I'm not sure if I said it, but the 1 degree of Sagittarius is the 8 of Wands, okay? That's just another little background moment here. I think these messages, this magic, is going to come in quick succession. These enlightenments are going to really hit you, Sag, and I can't wait to hear about them. The 3 of Swords. The Queen of Cups. And the Star. Oh, I love you, love you, love you, Sagittarius. This is the reading for you. This is the reading for you. The 3 of Swords, it's an air card, right? It's thoughts. The swords represent our mind, the sharpness sometimes that truth can bring about. You can see 1, 2, 3. 3 thoughts, 3 swords, 3 realities have caused heartbreak. And what we need to do, what my beautiful tarot teacher, Julia Inglis of Sacred Familiar, always teaches me about the 3 of Swords card, is that we need to remove those swords in order for the water to flow. As it's raining behind, some emotional stimulation, some emotional release is the best way that we can approach this card, this heartbreak. And what better way to do it than in the company of someone with endless empathy, Pisces. Someone who has got all the time in the world to listen to your troubles and to provide you with a warm blanket and a big hug and advice and love and care. Because I see this as a victory for you, this lunation, Sagittarius. I want you to be incredibly proud of yourself, because the star is an alien. The star comes to us from somewhere else, comes down to planet Earth and shows us the way. The star has the ability to move the water of life and love for thirsty humanity. They shift that water. And I see that this is what you're on the quest to do. There's great healing energy. There's great healing energy in Sagittarius. Think of that wounded healer. You know, I see, look, wounded healer. That's really beautiful. And I think that you're going to come in great conversation with someone that you care about quite a lot. Perhaps another water sign, but who knows, you know. We've all got every sign in our chart. So someone who leads from empathy, who leads from listening and caring and understanding. You're going to come into conversation with them at this lunation, around this lunation, in the 6 months to come from this lunation. But this is a great support for you, Sagittarius, that you are in the process of actively healing from some of the heartbreak, some of the wounds of the past, and moving through and ahead and upwards and downwards and back around again. We all know that everything's a cycle, so it's the intent of which we take that trip around the cycle that makes the difference. I love you sincerely, Sagittarius. That was a beautiful reading, and I'm so glad that this one's for you. Much love to you. Thank you for liking my videos. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for sharing it in all of your networks to people that you think that might like this, that might need this, you know, ear, that might need this chat at the moment. Head over to umaruby.com and book yourself a birth chart reading as well. I'm taking a little bit of time off in January, I think. But I've got room in my books for November and December. So head over there and pick the one you like, and I'll read your birth chart, yours specifically. And until I speak to you in 2 weeks, for the full moon in Gemini, which will be a great moment of release in your relationship zone, a great moment of release in terms of your beloveds, in terms of folks that you hold dear. I just love you, Sag. I can't wait to speak to you soon. Thank you very much for all of your support. It means the world to me. All right, that's it. From your pal Uma, over and out. Bye.